getting pushback when you try to set healthy boundaries with family. Let's take a listen.
You are not the problem when you set a healthy boundary in your family. They want you to think you're the problem. No, they need to desperately pin the blame on you because they can't admit to what's going on. They can't take accountability. They need to protect a dysfunctional system at all costs. But you're not the asshole, my friend. You're not actually making things worse when you're like, I'm not going to ignore this toxic bullshit anymore. I'm not going to stay silent and be complicit. I'm not going to be a part of this unhealthy system. The problem is, if they acknowledged how fucked up everything was, and they'd have some very uncomfortable truths to confront.
And just to be clear, a lot of this is happening on the subconscious level. So when you try to set healthy boundaries and it rocks the system, people aren't on a conscious level saying, let's just put all the blame on them. It shakes them out of their comfort zone. It disrupts the system. And so this is happening on a subconscious level. And if you're the one trying to set new boundaries, chances are you're the one who's pursuing the growth. They're just stuck in the status quo, and they're not intentionally, they may be, but they might not be intentionally trying to shift the blame. They do it as an ingrained defense mechanism.
They'd have to do some major emotional growth, and
they're ready for it.
They might not even be conscious of how desperate they are to protect the system. So the easiest and most avoidant thing they can do is make you into the villain, to make you feel like an asshole for speaking up and pointing out the truth and setting a boundary. They're choosing to protect the person in the family that's actually causing the problem, and that they're too scared to confront or too dependent on themselves. You're being brave. They're being scared. You might feel alone, but I see you, and I'm very impressed.
I love this. What I prepare the ladies for in my program is that when we're going to set a boundary, recognize that when you have to set healthy boundaries, not have to, when you get to, when you desire to, because you're a growth-minded person, you're going to be bumping up against some deep beliefs. So usually it's the boundaries we want to set, it's the beliefs that they run in opposition to. And so not only are you likely going to experience some pushback from other people in the system because it disrupts the status quo, like I said, but also you're going to bump up against your own belief system that says, I should be the peacemaker. If people that I love are upset with me, I must be doing something wrong. It doesn't feel okay to be the one causing the conflict. Maybe I should just be more forgiving. As a Christian, we think maybe I should just keep everybody happy. But here's the thing. We're not always caused to be at peace, especially when it means condoning a lie. So just be aware that if you're going to set boundaries, you might experience this lack of support from other people in your family. That doesn't mean you're doing something wrong, because what's unhealthy for you is unhealthy on their end also. So congratulations on being brave and moving forward with courage.